Hello everyone, I hope that you're amazing. I'm your MCVP6P Mariana, and today we're going to watch how to do the replanning tool, especially for iCX. As you may know, we already start this in lead, but you need to finish it until the 8th of March. Of February. So it's super important that at the 8th of February, you have all of this fulfilled, and if not, you're going to lose the full membership of your LC, since this in this new legislation it changed that you need to have your planning and replanning to accomplish the membership criteria. So let's get into it. As you may know, the bit.ly of replanning is bit.ly replanning tool 19, and it's going to appear this folder to you. So you're going to see that there are a lot of tools for all of the LCs. So you're going to choose yours, and in this case, I'm going to use the iTest tool. So the first thing that it's going to appear to you is the LC planning intro, where you can see all of the useful links that you might need, and that you better use to inform yourself of having a better understanding of your LC and how you can proceed. Okay. So regarding iCX, we're going to use two main tabs. That is iCX planning and JD BP iCX. So we're going to start with the iCX planning, which is super simple. It's a really simple tool that we're going to use. And the first thing that we're going to do in this planning is to take back into the last semester and do a start, stop, continue. It's super simple. Normally, stop delegating, not delegating to my members. And then you can put a start using HubSpot maybe. And then if you want to continue, maybe contacting weekly, contacting companies weekly. And then after you finish all of your stop, start, continue, you're going to do your conclusions, because if you don't wrap up and you don't have concrete conclusions and actions that you want to take into next semester, then it's going to be a little bit of complete the activity. Okay, so you're going to say, okay, so I'm going to stop saving everything to myself and blah blah blah. Okay, so this is a really quick activity that you can do first, and then the second step is to do your funnel. This is something that is going to be super useful, and one thing that you can take in consideration so you can put your goals realistically is taking a look in this link that is going to take you to the Europe timelines that we're going to use for iCX, for GB and GT. So if we look into GB, in RGB, the open peak that we can say is January and February. So right now we're in February. So this is crucial for you, since if not, it's going to be so difficult for you to really have an approval peak in March, April, and May. Okay. So this starts as well. That means that you can having opens as well. However, is this might go to the next semester, which is for next year. Okay. So just take a look on this. And then if we go to GT, that is the case of iTest, for example, we're going to see that there are two charts in this. So it's super important for you to take in consideration that this first chart is only for teaching opportunities. So this is not going to be useful for us. The second one is the one that we need to take in consideration. So as you can see, it's the percentage there. It's distributed in percentage, which is super useful for us to understand when do we need to really really put all of our efforts. So you can see, for example, the open are 4 months, the first 4 months of the year. However, February and March are the ones that needs to be incredibly crucial for us to perform. So in this case, for example, um, in iSec France case, March, it's already too late for us to have opens. Why? Because the companies normally take some time to decide. So we need to put all of our efforts as well in February so we can have a smooth process time as well. So as you can see, the approved peak is April, May, April, and March, May, and oh my gosh, March, April, and May, and June. So these months as well, April is one of the crucial ones. So as well, take a month back and really really perform in February and March so we can have a really really smooth process time. Okay, so now that we know the timelines, we're going to go to the funnel. This is super simple. We are going to see, for example, put your goal for the year or for the semester, and in this case, for example, I want to do 5 approvals. So this automatically is going to take you here. This is usually rounded, so that's why it's 4 instead of 5. So you need to take in consideration that as well when you are going to put your real goals. Okay. So then to have 5 approvals, and you need certain amount of accepted. Normally in iCX side, there's not that many like need of how do you say, mm, of having a lot of accepted, since we take a lot in consideration all of the profiles and only accept when it's necessary. So usually the accepted are the same amount of approvals, so you're going to put 5 accepted here. However, in terms of opens, this is where it changed. As you may know, you can open an opportunity, but then for either kind of reason, you close it. So that's why to have 5 accepted, you need to have more open opportunities. So in this case, for example, to have 5 accepted, you need to have 7 opportunities. That it's going to be a conversion rate between open to accepted 71%. Then for having 7 opens, you need to have more meetings than opens. Why? Because you know that a sales meeting usually can have two responses, yes or no. So usually there are a lot of rejections that we leave in iCX. So that means that we need to have more meetings than open. So in this case, to have, for example, one open, you need to have 10 meetings. So if you want to have 7 opens, you need to have one open, you need to have at least 5 meetings. So you are going to see, for example, to 7, you need to have 25 meetings. And then for having 25 meetings, you need to contact certain amount of partners. And normally to have 1 meeting, you need to contact 10 partners. So in this case, the conversion is, for example, to have 25, you need to contact 250 people. So for having 250, usually you need to see the kind of partner that you want to have contract with, because usually you sell for everyone, and whoever wants to have the opportunity, it's okay. However, if you focus your sales and if you really really make sure that the partners that you're having are the ones that really really you can provide a really good profile, then it's going to be even better the sales. So for example, to have 250 contacted, you need to prospect So I'm rounding 300 of prospects. So these are your conversion rates for one semester. It's something that is super important for you to make sure that all of these conversions are accurate. So this is your suggested goals. As you can see, this is how it's how do you say? Mm, this is how it's distributed. However, is if you say, okay, it's great, I already did not did this amount of contacted in January, so I need to put all of these numbers in other months. So as you can see, February is 60 contacted. So you maybe, for example, in February you can put I don't know, 80. So you can compensate the 120 that you didn't put in January, okay? As well, in March, you can put 90 since it's the most performing month. And then if we go to April, you are going to say, and here you're going to be looking at the number, the summarize. So then you're going to say that you need 50 here, and then another 20 here, and then here. So that sums up of 250 prospects, but then you need more prospects, so that's why it's like this. Okay, so this is how you're going to distribute your contacted well, your prospects, and then for the contacted, you're going to go lower down to this number that you want to put here. Okay, so that's why this is super important to take your suggested goals. But as you can see, the months that you need to put more numbers is February and March. So it's super important since we don't have January now. Okay, so yeah, now now that we have all of your real goals in this part, we're going to go to evaluating my market. Because it's really important that we really make sure that the partners that we are contacting and that we're having meetings with are the ones that we can provide the best profiles to them. Because if not, we're going to sell, I don't know, profiles for, I don't know, Russia, that it's a difficult country to look a profile, or somewhere that you cannot provide an easy migration process. Okay, so that's why you need to see, for example, the past your past interactions with companies and your experiences in sales, and see what kind of persona that you want to create for your LC. Why is this important? I already told you, because with this, you're going to have a really better proposition for the companies, and you can sell really easy profiles to them instead of like China or I don't know, Germany or something like that, since it's a really difficult profile to find. Okay, so here you can have guiding questions that you can put, taking in consideration your experience and the market that you have in your city or in your surroundings. Okay, so for example, name of the partner, you put Andrew, the recruiting director, and then another persona is the profile that you want to look on, and then the background, what's the job, the expertise, the career path, family, etc. So you can have a general background for that persona. And then if we go to challenges, you have like different challenges and frustrations for that persona. So the primary challenge that maybe persona for MC France is, for example, that they don't find profiles that speak French. Well, the profiles that outside France that don't speak French. So that's something that we can provide from Africa, speaking French-speaking countries, or so on. So you can put here non-French French speakers. French speakers. And then it says as well the frustrations that the persona have. So, for example, frustrations is that they don't have a platform to look profiles. So you write that here. And then the common objections is, why wouldn't this persona buy your product? And this is questions or facts that they can ask you in the meeting, or that you already know that they are going to be objectifying in. So you can say that usually is because they have a wide market, so they can find easily the profiles that we are offering. So you can write that, or that is too expensive, or that they don't have the time, blah 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 blah. Those things you are going to put all of the common objections, so you already know and you are already prepared that of the things that they might say to you, and you have the answer and the argument for that. Okay. After it, there's the what can we do to help our persona achieve their goals with our product, to help our persona to overcome the challenges through our product. These are guiding questions for you to overcome these common objections. So since you made a list here, you're going to put the second part, the answers for those objections, and then the abstraction part. This is important. How are we going to offer our product to that persona, to that market that you are looking at? So how should we describe, promote our product to this persona? What ideas should we transmit clearly through our messages? Those kind of things. For example, if they say that it's expensive, so you are going to put all of the services that you are going to do to justify that price. Because as you know, we do a lot of things and it's not easy to do. So that price that we're offering is not crazy. Okay. So just make sure that all of the services that are in the process that we run are really state in the in the PPT that you're using for the sales, etc. Okay, so after we do this, you're going to put your next steps. Why is this important as well? Because if we already did an analysis and then we don't have conclusions or next steps to it, then it's going to be like that. So after you do this, you can put, okay, next steps. We're going to put the list of services that we do in the PPT. So that's how we can justify the price, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So then once that we have our persona, then we understand the things that we need to do, to who we're going to sell, and we're going to put our weekly goals. This is super important as well. So every week that you are with your team, you are going to see your plan versus achieve of the semester. This is something that you really need to do to really make sure that you are planning ahead and that you are following your plans. Because if we only do monthly, then it's going to be like whatever. But if you distribute those 10 meetings that you need to have in 1 month, then it's going to be easy to delegate to your team. Okay. So here you can see that there's already like focuses of the month that it's going to help you to distribute your goals. So in this case, for example, February is sales boost. We need to sell a lot. So you need to put the plan from contacted to opens. Why? Because normally the opens don't get accepted until the next month, as I already told you last time. So usually, for example, if in February they say that you need to contact, if you put, I don't know, 80 companies that you need to contact, so you're going to distribute it in these 4 weeks. So you're going to put 20 the first week, another 30 the second, and then you're going to put 20 and then 10. So that way you see how many contacted you need to do in 1 month, which is 80. Okay. So after, you are going to see how many appointments can lead from these 20 contacted. So if I told you that for to have one appointment you need to contact 10, you maybe can have two appointments from these 20 contacted. So you need to see, for example, that normally the answers they answer you to next week. So they say, hey, yes, I'm interested, can we meet next week, so they can plan ahead. So if you say that there are going to be 2 meetings here, you're going to put it in the next week, okay? And the same here, maybe you can have 3 here, 2 as well, and the next this appointment that you might have, it can go here, okay? So that's why this is week by week, so you know as well the response of the company and the actions that they might take as well. And as well, take in consideration your members, the exam timeline, university life, etc. So if you say that there are going to be maybe 2 appointments in this week, you need to see, okay, so for maybe I don't know, Elise can have a meeting, and maybe I can have it too, so I'm going to put 2. But maybe next week that they have exams, they cannot. So I'm just going to make sure that when we answer the company that they accept us to have a meeting, I'm going to say that we only can meet next week. So I'm going to put 1 meeting here, and the rest 2 we're going to have it next week. So that way you can follow up your funnel, okay? So it's the same. The opens. This case, for example, you need to take in consideration that maybe from these 2 appointments, maybe neither one of them can accept the product. So you're not going to put 2 opens here. Okay, so you're going to say, so maybe this one is the one that is going to have the open opportunities. So I'm just going to put it right away. Why? Because the open can be there in the same day. Or it can take 3 days if you put the job description that the company needs to give you. It might take you 3 days to have it, since the company can send it to you, or maybe 1 week. So you're going to open it next week, okay? So yeah, it's a matter of strategy. For example, Cash Marseille are taking the job description, the survey that we put to open the opportunity with the correct profile description in the meeting where they are going to sign the contract. So that way they can open it in the same day that they are signing the contract. Okay, so yeah, just make sure that. You can have different strategies in that matter. So this February, maybe you're not going to have approvals. Where you're going to have the approval is maybe this open, it can take you until 4 weeks to open, since we need to put in the new contract, we say that we are going to have a maximum of 5 short listings for the company to select one profile. Why we did this unlimited shortlisting? Because it can take forever to choose one person for the company. So if we limit it, and if they know since the beginning that they only have 5 shortlistings, then they are going to take more in consideration the profiles that we're sending, and the response rate that we're going to have is going to be better. Everything of the process time is going to be super fast. So maybe they choose the person here, so we are going to have 1 approval in March. Okay, so all of these things you need to take in consideration. However, as you know, February is your sales boost. So just make sure that this, for me, is not enough to have. Why? Because if you have, for example, 5 members, then all of your members need to have meetings every week, because this is the job of iCX. Okay, so they need to make space in their schedules, in their whatever in their lives to have meetings as well. Okay, so that's why you need to delegate. That's why you need to really, really make sure that they know the commitment that they are doing in iCX. So this is super important. If you need more information to put your weekly goals, you can contact me. And the next and last part, it's super easy. Here you are going to start doing your how do you say, sorry, your IR partnerships, which is amazing. This is the first step that we're going to start to have better IR. Since yes, we have a lot of applicants, but normally those applicants are really, really hard to approve, since usually they don't meet with the requirements, or they don't have the availability, or whatever reason. So if we have a really, really good IR, then our process time to select profiles, it's going to be even better. So here, sorry, these are examples, but you are going to, according to the persona that you created here, you are going to see the countries that have those personas. So you know that our subproducts are business and administration and marketing. So that way you're going to look for the countries that are providing those profiles, and you're going to search for them, look for the kind of profiles that they have meetings, etc. So for example, one business administration country maybe can be UK. So you're going to look at the profiles that they have. So that's what you're going to do in week 1, for example. Look of the profiles that they have in their market of UK. And then in week 2, you're going to have a meeting with the LC that have the profiles that I'm looking at. And then you're going to put the action tree. You can put up a lot of actions in different countries, because this action they look for profiles that they have in UK. You can have even the meeting in week 1, etc., etc. So usually the IR partnerships can take you up to 2 weeks. Why? Because it's super, super quick to do IR. If you have a meeting after it, then in the meeting you need to have present your performance, your goals, your goals, the kind of opportunities that you open, the kind of market that you have, and have expectation setting with the LCE partner. So that way, for example, I don't know, maybe monthly you're going to see the performance that you have in the month with that LC partnership. So yeah, those are the actions that you need to take here, that you need to put, so that way you can have a really, really smart IR. Okay, so this is it for the iCX planning. It's super useful for you, for real, guys. If you have any question for this tool, just ask me. It's going to help you a lot. So just make sure that you do it until the 8th. And if you have questions, again, don't hesitate in contacting me. So next, we're going to go to the JDBP iCX. This is as well super easy. Here, it's super important to have only 3 battles to fight, we can say, which I suggest to have: sales, product management, conversion rates, customer flow implementation, etc., and team management. Why? Because all of these 3 things are super important for you as VP. Okay, so this personal planning is super important. I have it too, and it's super useful for me to my day-to-day to focus on the more important things of the month or the week, and even on the day. So the MOS means measurement of success. So you're going to put, I don't know, here, since eso es Marua, or Maroa, I'm sorry if I'm putting your name wrong. I'm sorry. Then your MOS is, I don't know, I put 5 approvals. So you're going to put 5 approvals to, from 0 approvals here in this case, for example, to 5 until the 31st of July. So that's your MOS. And then it says, for example, month by month, you need to put an objective. So for example, here is sales. And the main bubble that it's already suggested here, but maybe, for example, you have another battle that you need to tackle, so you can modify it. So yeah. And then you're going to put key actions, sales. So you're going to have prospecting companies. And then the goal is usually, for example, for the month of February, you need to put 80. So the goal is 80 prospected companies. And if in case that you need budget or something, you can put it here, but usually you don't need any budget here. So you're going to put 0. And then you're going to say delegating to members, delegating sales to members, or sending emails. Delegating to members, so on. Those, you need to put actions here that are really, really good details, so you can focus on the months. After that, you have this, so you're going to put prospecting companies. So you maybe have in the first 2 weeks the prospections, or even in 1 week you can do it. 80 companies to prospect this release in 1 week. And then sending emails, you can do it the whole month, because you never stop sending, you never stop having sales. And delegating sales, you can put it as well the whole month, because the whole month is going to be like selling boost and everything. So yeah, that's how you're going to do it. And then product management is the conversion rates. So for example, approval, consideration phase, which is visa, blah, 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 blah. Those processes that you usually put here are in product management. And then in team management, things that you need to consider is team standards, guys. That's the only thing that you need to do in team management. You don't have to take something out of your sleeve or to imagine something that is going to make them happy. Don't put like having picnics or things like that. Of course, it's going to increase your environment, working environment. However, the working environment can be as well a challenging experience. So if you put picnics or things like that, those are not team standards related. So just take a look on the team standards. So maybe you can put team iCX, and it's going to take you to Google, and you're going to take a look on this one, which is the team standards. Super easy. Wait a second. Well, I don't know. This is the team standard. So you're going to take a look on that one, here, this one, and you're going to see that there are three phases. We are in performing. Well, you're going to start building since you're going to finish recruitment. So you need to make sure, for example, in team creation, the traditional competence, functional skills, team rules, those things, create your team. And to build it, you're going to do it here. You're going to put it in this month. So team creation. So the goal is having team rules or something like that. Okay. So then the team creation can happen in week 1 after you recruited. So for example, you have your induction week 2. So in week 1, you have the team creation. However, you need to take in consideration that you have already a past team. So that past team is still performing. Okay. So they cannot stop performing. Okay. So yeah, that you can do it as well. Okay, this is, I know what is this. This is for DM. So yeah, this is the things that you can do. This is a Gantt, and you need to make sure that you put it. I forgot to say that you have your main battle. So maybe your main battle of whatever is to set clear expectations to the companies, or having this amount of sales, etc., etc., etc. It's up to you to have the main battle. But yeah, these three battles that you need to have are super important for you to tackle them. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I know that it was a little bit long, but I just wanted to make sure that you understand the logic behind to have weekly goals and etc., etc. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and don't hesitate, for real, don't hesitate to ask me anything. I'm here for you, and I just expect that you have everything until the 8th. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, and see you later, guys.